Welcome back to another episode of Work in Progress. Today, Julie Biggers is back to help us learn more about dining etiquette. Dining etiquette is an important skill to know as it may help you to stand out as a professional during an interview or meeting over a meal. Let's learn more about dining etiquette. All right, well, thank you so much for joining me, Julie. Welcome back to the podcast.
Thank you so much, Ashley. I'm very excited. This is one of my favorite topics to cover, so thank you.
Of course. All right, Julie, for my first question, can you tell us a little bit about what dining etiquette is and the importance behind it?
Absolutely. So in the case that you're interviewing, sometimes your interviewer will take you to lunch or to dinner. So the dining etiquette piece is more about keeping yourself and other people comfortable. So there are some basic rules that you can abide by. You don't have to know everything in the world because that would be too much, but just know some basic pieces that'll keep you and everybody around you comfortable. And it's about navigating the table setting, but it's also about navigating the conversation. So thinking about what you might want to talk about before you go would probably be good because you want to have some conversation going on. And if you're not talking about business, there's things that you can discuss, but you want to probably listen more and talk less, but do engage. So that's actually part of etiquette too, kind of two pieces is navigating the table setting and then also navigating that brilliant conversation that you're getting ready to have.
So looking at a typical dining placement, how should one navigate when to use which utensils when?
That's a great question. But Ashley, can we start from a little bit from the beginning? Because I see a lot of people not knowing when to put your napkin in your lap.
Yes.
Can we totally do that?
Yes.
Okay. So first thing, and we'll get to the setting, but a lot of people don't know what do we do when we sit down? When does the napkin come, when we put that in our lap and so forth. So I kind of like to address that. So when you first sit down, if you have a host, look to your host to see if they have put their napkin in their lap. May not know dining etiquette rules, and that's okay. But if they don't immediately and you don't have a host, put it in your lap immediately. And when you sit down, and then a few rules with that is fold it in half. The folded piece should be towards your lap. And then if you need to leave to use the restroom or visit someone at another table, your napkin goes in your seat. And then at the end of the meal, when you get ready to leave, your napkin is left crumpled up on the left side.
Okay.
So I think that might help with the beginning part. So navigating the silverware, so easy, y'all. It's so easy. Outside in.
Okay.
So that will be the way that your table will be set up. So if we think about it, if you have an appetizer, a lot of times it'll be soup.
Yeah.
So the soup may come, your server may bring your spoon with your soup.
Okay.
But if not, it will be on the far right side of your plate. So one of the things that I would say as a tip is your servers get silent signals. So when you're finished with your soup, if you can, put your spoon on the plate underneath it, and so then it can be taken away. Okay, second course, salad. So super easy. Your salad fork oftentimes, but not always. So sometimes they're two big forks, but sometimes you have a smaller fork.
Okay.
But it's on the outside, and that's your salad fork. And then your salad knife is on the far right. It's the furthest away from your plate. So that way, you've got your fork and your knife for that actual setting, and proceed with eating. And then I would just like to say that when you're finished, I would put your fork and knife at the 10 o'clock, 4 o'clock position. Another silent server signal that says you can take my salad away. Next, the main course. Everybody loves the main course, right? So whether you're a vegetarian or you eat meat, chicken, and so forth, I'll tell you a little bit of the rules about eating as well. But you're left with the last fork that you have and the last knife that you have. So easy peasy.
Yeah.
With your entree, you may not know which style that you're eating. You may be eating European style, which is you always have your fork and knife in your hand at all times, except for the resting phase. Or you may be doing the American style, using the American style where you have your fork in your dominant hand and you're switching over your fork in your non-dominant hand to cut meat or vegetable, whatever it may be. With that, just another thing with that piece is just the silent signal is 10 o'clock, 4 o'clock when you've finished with that course as well. And then I must say, I could eat the last course first. I don't know how many 100%. Of y'all can.
100%.
Dessert, my favorite.
Yep.
So with dessert, basically, at the top of your plate, you'll have a spoon and a fork, or one or the other, depending on if you're eating cake and ice cream or just cake or what have you. So that will be above your dinner plate. And then one thing to remember is, I don't know if you've ever been to a reception or a gathering where all the dishes and everything are running together. Everybody's smashed together, and you're like, okay, which is my bread dish? Which is my glass?
Which one do I get free reign? What do I do?
Wow. Who's on first? Who's on second?
Yeah.
So with that, just remember BMW.
Okay.
Bread on the left, meal in the center, water and glasses. All right.
Okay, I like that.
Keeps you out of trouble every time.
Yeah,
absolutely. So those are your courses, and so that should help immensely.
Yeah.
Kind of decode that table. Who knew it could be so easy?
All right. So what are some tips to navigate certain courses?
Absolutely. So a few things, I was talking about like an appetizer a lot of times will be soup. And so if that's the case, just scoop away from you. That's one of the etiquette rules. And the reason for that is you can, if it's a bowl or a cup, you can take your spoon and you just can tap the side of the bowl, and then you can bring your soup spoon to your mouth. And so that way it kind of prevents drippage,
Okay, that makes sense.
Which can be super helpful.
Yeah.
And if you want the last sip of your soup, you can tilt your bowl or your cup away from you.
Okay.
And that's absolutely fine as well.
Yeah.
Sure. As far as looking at the different styles of eating, the European style where you have your knife and your fork in your hands at all times, one of the rules is only to cut one piece of your vegetable or meat at a time.
Okay.
Now, that's a little bit cumbersome if you're using the American style and you're switching hands to use your knife in your dominant hand. So you can cut up to 3 pieces of meat or vegetable at a time. So that'll help. And I don't think we talked about bread and passing. So a few things. If the bread is in front of you, then you can start passing the bread. If not, you can ask the person next to you or near you to pass the bread. And so the bread is, if you have it and you're passing it, the bread is offered to the person on your left, and you take a piece of bread and then you pass to the right. However, if the bread is in front of you and the person on the left asks you for a piece of bread, then just go ahead. It doesn't have to go around the whole table to get to that person on the left. So that's kind of common sense.
Yeah.
But the rule of passing is always to the right, and that goes with like salt and pepper. That's passed that way, and if you're served dressing or what have you, it goes that way as well. But again, if the person next to you asks for it, just go ahead and you can sort of break that rule, because it's kind of weird to,
Don't make them wait.
That's right, don't wake them. Yeah, everybody's eating. That person still hadn't gotten their dressing for their salad or their bread. Come on, yeah absolutely, for sure. So those are a few little tips.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now, what is a professional way to handle a dining conversation?
Sure. So in dining with an employer, you don't want to do a deep dive into their company or what have you, but you can certainly generate a list of questions that you want to talk about. Maybe it's something new that they're making. Maybe it's a question about how the individuals at your table, started at that company and what positions have they held and kind of what they, what all is entailed, in their work. Maybe about their culture and things like that. So those are some things that you can do, but I would definitely have a good list. Maybe, because they may bring up some things, maybe a good list of 10 things.
Okay.
So this will help a little bit. So if the dinner starts off with small talk and things like that, there are some safe subjects that can be talked about, like travel, sports, movies, books, and things like that. Those are things that you can talk about kind of universally.
Okay.
You want to stay away from politics and asking for free advice.
Yep.
Maybe it's a financial institution and don't ask for free advice. No, you don't want to do that. But yeah, so you want to stay and then, any type of anything that could be offensive to someone. So religion. Everybody has their own religion, or maybe they don't, but you want to stay away from topics that could be sensitive. You could talk about like current events, but maybe ones that aren't real controversial. But you want to keep everybody comfortable at your table. That's your main job. In dining is making, by the action of the way that you're navigating your conversation and navigating your meal, you're trying to keep other people comfortable.
That makes sense. So for my last question, do you have any tips and tricks for dining etiquette just in general?
Sure. The one thing that you can do is, if you forget which fork or which glass or which way to pass, a lot of times you can look to your host or the people around you, and that can make you feel comfortable. So there's that piece. Sometimes, this happens to me. I mean, I love to tell my dining etiquette blunders, rather. So I have many, so y'all don't worry. Things happen. I mean, you may be in close quarters. I've had somebody handing me a piece of cake across the table, and the fork was in the cake, and I took the plate, and the fork went flying with the cake. Oh, well, it happens, right? So just call the least amount of attention to yourself. Maybe you knock over your water, or maybe your fork falls on the floor. Your servers are around to make you look good. They really are. And so utilize them to the best of your ability. You can just simply ask your server when they come back around for another fork, or that you need, help with a spill. But the thing that's most important is maintain your composure. Everybody makes mistakes. It's okay, but don't go on and on about it.
All right, well, those are all my questions. Thank you so much for coming back on the podcast. I had so much fun. I know our audience is going to have fun as well when they're watching this, so thank you.
You're so welcome. Thank you for having me, and thank you for indulging me in this conversation, because I really do like dining etiquette, and it really is so simple. So I hope everyone can take a little bit of information and feel really comfortable when they're doing a stellar job with their interview.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, absolutely. Clemson students are the best, so this will put you over the edge of the good things.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Ashley.
Thank you, Julie.
All right.